If you want a better life, you have to make better decisions. A new year won't change anything unless you change. 2025 is coming, and this is your chance to step up. Most people make big plans, but by February, they're back to the same old habits. They blame time, circumstances, or bad luck. But the truth is, success doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you take control and set clear goals that push you forward. In this video, we're going to talk about 8 powerful goals that will help you improve every part of your life. Your health, your mindset, your money, your relationships, everything. These are not just ideas. These are real steps you can take to create real change. If you're tired of making excuses, if you're ready to stop waiting and start doing, then stay with me. This is your moment. Let's make 2025 the year you finally take action. Let's begin. Number 1, take care of your health every day. Taking care of your health every day is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You can't ignore it, because without good health, everything else falls apart. It doesn't matter how successful you are, how much money you make, or how many things you achieve if your health isn't in good shape. We often take our health for granted, but we have to remember that it's the foundation of everything we do. If your body isn't working right, you can't give your best to anything. Now, it's easy to say, I'll start taking care of myself tomorrow. But tomorrow always turns into the next day, and the next. And before you know it, years have gone by. If you want to build a great life, you have to start with your health today. There are simple things you can do every day that will have a big impact over time. Small choices, made consistently, are the secret to long-term success. It starts with what you put into your body. Eating healthy isn't about following the latest trend or fad diet. It's about choosing to fuel your body with good food, things that are going to give you energy, not take it away. The food you eat is like the fuel for a car. If you put cheap, bad fuel in your car, it won't run properly. The same goes for your body. When you eat food that's good for you, it will work the way it's supposed to. Make sure to include plenty of vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains. These are the foods that give you the energy and strength to tackle the day. But health isn't just about food. It's also about staying active. Movement is essential. You don't have to spend hours at the gym to stay healthy, but you need to make sure you're moving. A walk, some stretching, or a bit of yoga. These are all simple ways to keep your body in shape. Regular exercise will give you more energy, help you feel better mentally, and keep your body strong and capable. If you take care of your body, it will take care of you. In addition to diet and exercise, sleep is a huge factor in taking care of your health. We live in a world that often values being busy over being rested. But if you're not getting enough sleep, you're not giving your body the chance to recharge. Sleep is when your body heals, when your muscles recover, and when your brain processes all the information from the day. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Your body needs it, and so does your mind. When you wake up rested, you're more focused, more alert, and ready to take on the day. Managing stress is another key part of your health. Stress is a normal part of life, but when it's constant, it can wear you down and impact your physical health. Learning to manage stress is a skill that will serve you for the rest of your life. This doesn't mean eliminating all stress that's not realistic, but it means taking steps to reduce it and manage it when it comes up. Meditation, mindfulness, deep breathing exercises, and even taking short breaks throughout the day can help reduce stress and keep your mind and body in balance. Your health also depends on your mental and emotional well-being. This is often overlooked when we think about health, but it's just as important as physical health. Taking care of your mental health means making sure you're staying positive, staying motivated, and being kind to yourself. Negative thoughts can impact your body in ways you don't realize. So it's important to focus on gratitude and spend time with people who lift you up. Surround yourself with positivity, and remember that how you think can have a direct impact on how you feel. You also need to be mindful of bad habits. Habits like smoking, excessive drinking, or being inactive can slowly tear down your health over time. It's important to take a look at your habits and make the necessary changes. You have the power to make decisions that will improve your life, and those decisions can be as small as cutting down on processed foods or quitting smoking. Every little change you make for the better is a step toward better health. Now here's something to think about. What you do today affects tomorrow. The choices you make now will impact your future. If you take care of your health today, you'll be able to enjoy life more fully in the future. You'll have more energy, you'll feel better, and you'll have the strength to pursue your goals and dreams. It's the small everyday choices that lead to big changes in the long run. You can't expect to make one great decision and change everything overnight. But if you keep making the right choices consistently, you'll see the results. It's important to remember that taking care of your health isn't about perfection. It's about making better choices more often than not. Some days will be harder than others. Some days you won't feel like working out, or you'll want to eat junk food. That's okay. What matters is that you get back on track the next day. The key is consistency. One slip-up won't ruin everything. But if you keep making healthy choices most of the time, you'll stay on the right path. It's also about balance. You don't have to be perfect every day. Life is about finding balance, and that includes balance in how you treat your body. You don't have to work out for hours, eat perfect meals all the time, or never enjoy a treat. What you want to do is find a routine that works for you, one that keeps you healthy, but also fits into your life. Make it sustainable so you can stick with it for the long term. Your health is an investment, and it's one of the best investments you can make. The more you take care of yourself, the better your life will be in the long run. You'll have the energy to achieve your goals, the strength to push through challenges, and the mental clarity to make great decisions. Your health affects everything in your life. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better. So today, right now, decide that you're going to take your health seriously. Make the commitment to yourself to start taking better care of your body. It doesn't have to be a huge change all at once. Start small, but start today. What you do now will pay off later. And remember, the more you focus on your health, the better your life will be, and the more you'll be able to achieve. Take care of your health every day, and everything else in your life will follow. Number 2, develop self-discipline. The truth is, self-discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you build over time. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. If you never practice discipline, it will always feel difficult. But if you train yourself to stick to your commitments, follow through on your plans, and do the hard things when necessary, it will become a part of who you are. The good news is, anyone can develop self-discipline. It doesn't matter where you start. It only matters that you decide to get better. One of the first steps to developing self-discipline is to get clear about what you want. If you don't have clear goals, it's easy to get distracted, lose focus, and waste time. You need to have a strong reason behind everything you do. Ask yourself, what do I really want in life? Maybe you want to be healthier, build a successful business, improve your relationships, or become financially free. Whatever it is, you have to be specific. The clearer your goals are, the easier it will be to stay disciplined. Once you have a clear goal, the next step is to create a plan. A goal without a plan is just a wish. You need to break your big goal into small daily actions. If your goal is to get in shape, your plan might include exercising for 30 minutes a day and eating healthy meals. If your goal is to save money, your plan might include setting a budget and cutting unnecessary expenses. The key is to make your plan simple and realistic. Small daily actions lead to big results over time. Now here's where discipline comes in. It's easy to make a plan, but the real challenge is sticking to it. There will be days when you don't feel like following through. There will be times when distractions come up. This is when you need to remind yourself why you started in the first place. Discipline means doing the work, even when it's not convenient. It means showing up every day, no matter what. A good way to build discipline is to start with small habits. You don't have to change everything overnight. Start by keeping small promises to yourself. If you decide to wake up earlier, start by waking up 15 minutes earlier each day. If you decide to exercise, start with 10 minutes a day. The goal is to build momentum. When you prove to yourself that you can be consistent, you gain confidence. And when you gain confidence, you start to believe in yourself more. Another important part of self-discipline is learning to control your impulses. Most of the time, the reason people fail is because they let their emotions control their decisions. They say, I don't feel like doing it today, and so they don't. But discipline means doing what's right, not what's easy. If you let your feelings decide for you, you'll always take the easy way out. Instead, train yourself to act based on your commitments, not your emotions. One way to stay disciplined is to remove temptations. If you're trying to eat healthy, don't keep junk food in your house. If you're trying to focus on work, turn off your phone notifications. If you're trying to save money, avoid unnecessary spending. Make it easy to do the right thing and hard to do the wrong thing. Your environment plays a big role in your success, so set yourself up for discipline. Another strategy is to create routines. Successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. If you build a daily routine, you won't have to think about what to do next. It becomes automatic. For example, if you wake up and exercise every morning at the same time, it becomes a habit. If you schedule your work hours and stick to them, it becomes normal. The more structured your day is, the easier it will be to stay disciplined. Now let's talk about accountability. If you struggle with self-discipline, find someone who can hold you accountable. It could be a friend, a mentor, or a coach. When someone is checking on your progress, you're more likely to stay on track. If you tell a friend you're going to work out 3 times a week, you won't want to let them down. Accountability adds an extra layer of discipline and keeps you focused. One of the biggest obstacles to self-discipline is procrastination. We all have things we know we should do, but we keep putting them off. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. The best way to beat procrastination is to take action right away. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Start now, even if it's a small step. Once you start, it becomes easier to keep going. Another important lesson in self-discipline is learning to deal with failure. You're not always going to be perfect. There will be days when you slip up, when you miss a workout, when you eat something unhealthy, when you waste time. That's normal. The key is not to let one mistake turn into a habit. If you fall, get back up immediately. The faster you recover from failure, the stronger your discipline becomes. It's also important to reward yourself. Discipline doesn't mean you have to be miserable. If you're working hard and staying consistent, give yourself small rewards. If you reach a milestone, celebrate it. If you've been disciplined all week, treat yourself to something you enjoy. Rewards keep you motivated and make the process enjoyable. Remember, self-discipline is a skill, and like any skill, it gets better with practice. The more you push yourself to do what needs to be done, the easier it becomes. Over time, you won't even have to think about it. Discipline will become a part of who you are. And when that happens, you become unstoppable. So don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the right time. Start today. Make a decision to be disciplined in every area of your life. Whether it's your health, your work, your relationships, or your goals. Discipline is the key to making it all happen. Every small decision you make adds up. The more you practice self-discipline, the more control you have over your life. And when you take control of your life, there's nothing you can't achieve. Number 3, learn how to handle stress and stay strong. Stress is a part of life. No matter who you are, where you live, or what you do, you're going to face challenges. You're going to deal with pressure, unexpected problems, and moments that test your patience. That's just the way life works. But the difference between those who succeed and those who struggle is how they handle stress. Some people let stress break them down. Others use it as fuel to become stronger. The key is learning how to manage stress so that it doesn't control you. The first thing to understand is that stress is not always bad. In fact, some stress is necessary for growth. If you never experience stress, you never push yourself. And if you never push yourself, you never grow. The problem is not stress itself. It's how you react to it. If you see stress as something negative, it will drain your energy. But if you see it as a challenge to overcome, it will make you stronger. One of the best ways to handle stress is to change your mindset. A lot of people get stressed out because they focus on things they can't control. They worry about the economy, the government, what people think of them, or things that happened in the past. But worrying doesn't change anything. It only makes you feel worse. Instead of focusing on what you can't control, focus on what you can control. You can't control everything that happens, but you can control how you respond. Another important skill is learning how to stay calm under pressure. When something stressful happens, most people react emotionally. They get angry, frustrated, or overwhelmed. But reacting emotionally often makes things worse. The best thing you can do in a stressful situation is take a step back, breathe, and think before you act. Ask yourself, what's the best way to handle this? Not, why is this happening to me? But how can I fix it? The ability to stay calm under pressure is what separates strong people from weak people. One thing that helps reduce stress is having a clear plan. A lot of stress comes from feeling lost or uncertain about what to do next. But when you have a plan, you feel more in control. If you're stressed about your finances, create a budget and start saving. If you're stressed about your health, start eating better and exercising. If you're stressed about work, make a list of what needs to be done and tackle one thing at a time. When you have a plan, stress becomes manageable. Another way to stay strong under stress is to take care of your body. Your mind and body are connected. If your body is weak, your mind will struggle too. That's why eating well, exercising, and getting enough sleep are so important. When you take care of your health, you have more energy. And when you have more energy, you can handle stress better. If you're always tired, eating junk food, and never moving your body, stress will hit you harder. But when you're physically strong, you can handle challenges much better. It's also important to have a support system. You don't have to deal with stress alone. Talk to people who lift you up. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who encourage you. If you're stressed, don't keep it all inside. Talk to a friend, a mentor, or someone you trust. Sometimes just talking about your problems can help you feel better. And if you don't have positive people in your life, start looking for them. Join a group, find a mentor, or build relationships with people who make you stronger. Another great way to manage stress is to take breaks. Sometimes the best thing you can do when you're feeling overwhelmed is step away for a little while. Go for a walk, listen to music, or do something you enjoy. Give yourself time to recharge. When you take breaks, you come back with more energy and a clearer mind. Working harder is not always the answer. Sometimes you need to reset and come back stronger. One of the most important habits you can develop is learning how to control your thoughts. A lot of stress comes from negative thinking. People stress themselves out by constantly thinking about the worst case scenario. They imagine all the things that could go wrong, and before anything even happens, they're already exhausted. But your mind is powerful. What you focus on grows. If you constantly focus on problems, you'll feel overwhelmed. But if you train your mind to focus on solutions, you'll feel empowered. Instead of saying, "This is too hard," say, "I can handle this." Instead of saying, "I don't know what to do," say, "I will figure it out." The way you talk to yourself matters. Another way to handle stress is to take action. A lot of stress comes from inaction, knowing there's something you need to do, but not doing it. If you keep putting things off, stress builds up. The best way to reduce stress is to take action, even if it's a small step. If you have a difficult conversation to have it. If you have a task you've been avoiding, start it. Action creates confidence. When you take action, you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. It's also important to learn from stressful situations. Every time you go through stress, you have a chance to grow. Instead of seeing stress as something bad, see it as a lesson. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I become stronger because of this? Every challenge you overcome makes you more resilient. The more you face stress and push through, the easier it becomes to handle it in the future. One of the best ways to stay strong is to remind yourself of your past successes. You've been through tough times before, and you made it through. Think about the challenges you've overcome in the past. If you could handle those, you can handle this too. Sometimes all you need is a reminder that you are stronger than you think. Finally, develop a daily routine that helps you stay balanced. Successful people don't wait until they're stressed to start managing stress. They have daily habits that keep them strong. Maybe it's reading, exercising, meditating, or spending time with loved ones. Find what works for you and make it a daily practice. When you take care of yourself every day, stress has less power over you. Handling stress and staying strong is not about avoiding problems. It's about learning how to deal with them in a way that makes you better. Life will always have challenges, but if you train yourself to handle them well, nothing can stop you. The key is to develop the right mindset, take care of your health, control your thoughts, and take action. When you do that, stress won't break you. It will make you stronger. Number 4, get better at talking to people. Talking to people is one of the most important skills you can develop. No matter where you are in life, how well you communicate will determine how far you go. It affects your relationships, your job, your business, and even your happiness. The way you talk to people can open doors for you, or it can close them. It can help you make strong connections, or it can make you feel disconnected from the world. That's why getting better at talking to people is something worth working on every single day. The first step to becoming a better communicator is understanding that talking is not just about words, it's about connection. Some people think that if they just have the right words, they'll be great at conversations, but that's not true. Communication is more than just what you say. It's how you say it, how you listen, and how you make people feel. People don't just remember what you say, they remember how you made them feel when you said it. One of the biggest mistakes people make when talking to others is not really listening. Most people are just waiting for their turn to talk. They're thinking about what they're going to say next, instead of really hearing the other person. But great communicators do something different. They listen. And not just with their ears, but with their whole body. They make eye contact. They nod. They react to what's being said. When you truly listen, people can feel it. And when people feel heard, they feel valued. That's how real conversations happen. Another key to better communication is asking good questions. If you ever struggle to keep a conversation going, the best thing you can do is ask questions. Not just small talk, but real, meaningful questions. Instead of just saying, "How are you?" and moving on, try asking, "What's the best thing that happened to you this week?" Or "What's something exciting you're working on?" Questions like these make people open up. They show that you're interested. And when people feel that you're interested in them, they'll want to keep talking to you. Confidence is another big part of talking to people. If you don't believe in yourself, people will sense it. Have you ever seen someone walk into a room and instantly get attention without saying a word? That's confidence. And confidence comes from knowing that what you have to say is valuable. If you struggle with confidence, practice speaking up more. Speak with a steady voice. Stand tall. Look people in the eye. Even if you don't feel confident at first, act like you are. The more you do it, the more natural it will become. A big part of good communication is knowing how to make people feel comfortable. Nobody likes talking to someone who makes them feel judged or uncomfortable. If you want to be great at talking to people, be warm, be friendly, smile more, use their name, make them feel like they matter. The way you make someone feel in a conversation will determine whether they want to keep talking to you or not. Another thing to remember is that people love to talk about themselves. If you want to keep a conversation going, get people talking about what they love. If someone is passionate about something, let them talk about it. Ask them to tell you more. Be genuinely interested. The more people talk about what excites them, the more they'll enjoy talking to you. It's also important to match the energy of the conversation. If someone is excited, match their excitement. If someone is serious, don't be too casual. The best communicators know how to adjust their tone and energy to fit the situation. This makes conversations feel natural and comfortable. Another skill to work on is handling difficult conversations. Not every conversation will be easy. Sometimes you'll have to talk about uncomfortable topics. Sometimes you'll have to disagree with someone. The key is to stay calm and respectful. Instead of attacking someone's opinion, try to understand it. Say things like, "I see where you're coming from," or "That's an interesting point." Even if you disagree, show respect. When people feel respected, they're more willing to listen to what you have to say. Body language is just as important as words. If you want to be a great communicator, pay attention to your body language. Keep your posture open. Don't cross your arms or look down too much. Maintain eye contact, but don't stare. Use hand gestures naturally. And most importantly, smile. A simple smile can make any conversation feel more positive. Another key to great communication is clarity. Some people talk too much and never get to the point. Others talk so little that no one understands what they mean. The best communicators know how to say what they mean in a clear, simple way. Don't use complicated words just to sound smart. Speak in a way that anyone can understand. If you can explain something simply, people will listen. Practice is the only way to get better. If you want to improve your communication skills, start practicing every day. Talk to more people. Start conversations with strangers. Push yourself to speak up in meetings or group discussions. The more you practice, the easier it will become. If you ever feel nervous about talking to people, remember this. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to judge you. People aren't analyzing your every word. They're not looking for your mistakes. They're just trying to connect, just like you. So relax, be yourself, speak with confidence, listen with attention, ask good questions, and most importantly, make people feel good when they talk to you. If you can do that, you'll never struggle with communication again. Number 5, keep learning and growing. Life gets better when you get better. The more you learn, the more you grow, and the more opportunities you create for yourself. If you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, life starts to feel small, routine, and stuck. But when you make learning a part of your daily life, everything changes. You start to see things differently. You start to think in new ways. You start to make better decisions. Learning isn't just about books or school. It's about developing yourself every day. It's about becoming wiser, sharper, and stronger. It's about gaining new skills, improving your mindset, and becoming the kind of person who can handle any challenge. When you keep learning, you don't just get better at your job or business, you get better at life. One of the best ways to grow is to read. Successful people are readers, not because they have to be, but because they know that reading gives them new ideas. It helps them see solutions they wouldn't have thought of on their own. You don't have to read all day, but if you make it a habit to read even a few pages of something valuable every day, it will change the way you think. And when you change the way you think, you change your life. Another way to keep learning is by listening to people who have achieved what you want to achieve. If you want to grow, spend time around people who know more than you do. Listen to those who have done what you're trying to do. Learn from their experience. Success leaves clues. If you study successful people, you'll notice patterns in how they think, how they work, and how they solve problems. Apply those lessons in your own life, and you'll start seeing results. The best learners ask good questions. If you want to grow faster, don't just accept things at face value. Ask why. Ask how. Be curious. People who ask questions gain deeper knowledge. They see what others don't see. They connect ideas in ways others don't. The more curious you are, the more you'll learn. Growth doesn't happen by accident. You have to make it a priority. Some people think they'll grow naturally over time, but that's not how it works. If you don't push yourself to learn new things, you'll stay in the same place. That's why it's important to set learning goals. Maybe you want to improve your communication skills. Maybe you want to learn a new language. Maybe you want to develop leadership skills. Whatever it is, set a goal, make a plan, and start taking action. One of the fastest ways to grow is to challenge yourself. Do things that make you uncomfortable. Take on responsibilities that seem a little beyond your current abilities. Push yourself to do things you've never done before. Growth happens when you step outside your comfort zone. When you take on new challenges, you learn faster. You build confidence. You prove to yourself that you can handle more than you thought. Another important part of learning is making mistakes. Some people are afraid to try new things because they don't want to fail. But failure is part of learning. Every mistake teaches you something. Every setback gives you a lesson. If you never make mistakes, it means you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid of staying the same. The best learners don't just collect knowledge. They apply it. Some people read books, watch videos, attend seminars, and take notes, but they never put anything into action. Knowledge without action is useless. If you learn something new, find a way to use it in your life. The faster you apply what you learn, the faster you grow. The world is changing fast. Technology is evolving. Industries are shifting. New opportunities are appearing every day. If you stop learning, you'll get left behind. But if you keep learning, you'll always be ahead. You'll be prepared for new challenges. You'll be ready to take advantage of new opportunities. Surround yourself with people who encourage growth. If you spend time with people who are always learning and improving, you'll be inspired to do the same. But if you surround yourself with people who never push themselves, it's easy to get stuck. Choose your environment carefully. The right people will push you to become better. Learning isn't just about career success. It's about becoming a better person in every area of life. When you keep learning, you become a better friend, a better parent, a better leader. You develop patience, understanding, and wisdom. You gain the ability to see things from different perspectives. You become the kind of person who adds value wherever you go. If you ever feel stuck in life, ask yourself, what have I been learning? If the answer is nothing, that's the problem. Growth creates progress. Progress creates motivation. And motivation creates momentum. The more you learn, the more doors open for you. Make learning a lifelong habit. Read every day. Ask more questions. Try new things. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow. Apply what you learn. Never stop improving. If you do that, you'll never feel stuck. You'll never feel left behind. And you'll always be moving forward, becoming the best version of yourself. Number 6, be smart with your money. Money is one of the most important tools in life. It gives you choices, freedom, and security. But if you don't manage it well, it can also become a source of stress, frustration, and struggle. That's why it's important to be smart with your money. If you learn how to handle it wisely, you can build a future that gives you peace of mind instead of financial worry. The first step to being smart with money is understanding where it goes. Many people don't even realize how much they're spending because they don't track their expenses. They buy little things here and there, and by the end of the month, they wonder where their paycheck went. If you don't control your money will control you. That's why you need a simple plan. Start by knowing exactly how much you earn and how much you spend. Write it down. Look at the numbers. This gives you clarity, and when you have clarity, you can make better decisions. One of the biggest mistakes people make is spending money they don't have. Credit cards, loans, unnecessary debts. These things can trap you. They give the illusion of financial freedom, but in reality, they keep you stuck. If you're always paying off debt, you're working for the past, not the future. The goal is to live within your means. Spend less than you earn. It sounds simple, but many people struggle with it because they let emotions drive their spending. They buy things to feel good in the moment, but later they regret it. Don't let short-term emotions ruin your long-term financial future. Another key to being smart with money is saving. Some people say they can't save because they don't have enough income. But the truth is, saving isn't about how much you earn. It's about discipline. If you make saving a habit, even if it's just a small amount each month, it adds up over time. Pay yourself first. Before you spend on anything else, set aside a portion of your income. Treat it like a bill that must be paid. If you wait until the end of the month to save whatever is left, there will never be anything left. Make saving automatic. The more you save, the more secure you feel. Investing is another important step. Saving alone won't make you wealthy. If you keep all your money in a regular savings account, inflation will slowly reduce its value. That's why you need to invest. Learn about different options, stocks, real estate, businesses. The key is to put your money in places where it can grow over time. You don't need to take huge risks, but you do need to take action. If you're not sure where to start, find someone who has experience and learn from them. Don't be afraid to ask questions. The more you understand about money, the better decisions you'll make. One habit that can change your financial future is spending money on things that bring value. Many people waste money on things that don't matter. Expensive clothes, luxury cars, unnecessary gadgets. But smart people invest in things that improve their lives. They spend on education, skills, and experiences that help them grow. Before you buy something, ask yourself, will this improve my future, or is it just for temporary pleasure? The more you focus on long-term value, the better your finances will be. Avoid comparing yourself to others. In today's world, it's easy to feel pressure to keep up with people who seem to have more. You see friends on social media showing off new cars, expensive vacations, and fancy lifestyles. But you don't see their credit card bills. You don't see their stress. Focus on your own financial goals. Don't spend to impress others. Live in a way that makes sense for your future, not someone else's opinion. Building wealth isn't about luck. It's about habits. The people who succeed with money aren't necessarily the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who develop good financial habits and stick to them. They plan. They control their spending. They save. They invest. They make decisions based on the future, not just today. If you want to be smart with money, start now. Track your expenses. Spend less than you earn. Avoid debt. Save before you spend. Invest wisely. Focus on value, not just price. And most importantly, make financial education a priority. The more you learn about money, the more control you have over your life. When you manage your money well, you don't just create wealth, you create peace of mind, freedom, and opportunities for a better future. Number 7, step out of your comfort zone. Comfort feels good. It's familiar. It's safe. But here's the truth. Nothing grows in comfort. If you stay in the same place, doing the same things, you will get the same results. If you want change, if you want success, you have to step out of that comfort zone. Think about all the people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things. Do you think they stayed comfortable? No. They faced challenges. They took risks. They stepped into the unknown. Growth only happens when you push yourself beyond what feels easy. It might be uncomfortable at first, but that's how you learn. That's how you become stronger. Fear is what keeps people stuck. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of looking foolish. But let's break that down. What is failure? It's just a result. It's feedback. It's a lesson. The only real failure is never trying at all. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you learn something new. Even if you don't get it right the first time, you gain experience. You get better. And when you keep pushing, You reach levels you never thought possible. Think about the first time you did something difficult. Maybe your first job interview, your first speech, or the first time you tried a new skill. You were nervous. Maybe you stumbled. But then what happened? You got better. You became more confident. The more you did it, the easier it became. That's the power of stepping out of your comfort zone. What once seemed impossible becomes second nature. Most people stay where they are because they wait for the perfect time. They tell themselves, I'll do it when I feel ready. But let me tell you something. You will never feel 100% ready. If you wait until you feel completely comfortable, you'll be waiting forever. The right time is now. The best way to prepare is to start. Action builds confidence, not the other way around. Maybe you want to start a business, but you're afraid of failure. Maybe you want to speak up more, but you fear judgment. Maybe you want to get healthier, but you don't know where to begin. The answer is simple. Take the first step. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Once you take that first step, the next one becomes easier. One of the best ways to push yourself is to set challenges. Give yourself goals that make you a little uncomfortable. If you're afraid of speaking, practice in front of a small group. If you've never exercised before, start with a 10-minute walk. If you've been avoiding tough conversations, have one today. Every time you do something that stretches you, you grow. Success isn't about talent. It's about courage. The people who achieve the most aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who take action. They're the ones who step forward when others hesitate. They keep going even when it's hard. That's what separates winners from the rest. Think about the possibilities waiting for you outside your comfort zone. New opportunities, new skills, new experiences, a better life. It's all there, but you have to reach for it. It's time to stop waiting. It's time to stop doubting. It's time to take action. The only way to grow is to push yourself beyond what feels easy. The more you do it, the more unstoppable you become. Number 8, develop a positive mindset. It affects everything. How you think, how you feel, how you act. The way you see the world shapes your decisions, your habits, and your results. If you focus on problems, you'll find more problems. If you focus on possibilities, you'll find opportunities. Most people don't realize they have control over their thoughts. They let circumstances decide how they feel. If things go well, they're happy. If things go wrong, they're upset. But that's not how successful people think. They don't let the outside world control their emotions. They train their minds to see the good, even when things aren't perfect. Now let's be clear. Having a positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring reality. It doesn't mean pretending everything is great when it isn't. It means choosing how you respond. Life will always have challenges. There will always be things that don't go your way. But you decide whether you complain about it or learn from it. You decide whether you let it bring you down or push you forward. The first step to developing a positive mindset is to be aware of your thoughts. Pay attention to what you tell yourself every day. Do you encourage yourself or do you put yourself down? Do you focus on what's possible or do you talk yourself out of trying? If your thoughts are negative, you have to change them, and that takes practice. One of the best ways to train your mind is to start your day right. How you begin the day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you wake up and immediately think about all the problems you have, how do you think your day will go? But if you start your morning with gratitude, if you remind yourself of your goals, if you decide that today is going to be a good day, now you're in control. Gratitude is a powerful tool. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already good in your life. When you appreciate what you have, you attract more good things. Take a moment each day to think about what you're thankful for. It can be something small, a good meal, a kind word, a chance to learn. The more you practice gratitude, the more positive your mindset becomes. Another key to a positive mindset is the people you surround yourself with. If you spend time with negative people, it's easy to become negative yourself. But if you're around people who uplift you, who inspire you, who push you to be better, your mindset will change. Choose your influences wisely. If you can't find positive people in your daily life, read books, listen to speakers, learn from those who have the right attitude. What you put into your mind matters. If you constantly consume negativity, bad news, gossip, complaints, you'll start thinking that way too. But if you fill your mind with positive, useful information, You'll start seeing the world differently. Read good books. Listen to ideas that make you stronger. Protect your mind from things that drain your energy. When challenges come, and they will, a positive mindset helps you handle them better. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," you say, "How can I figure this out?" That shift in thinking changes everything. And let's not forget action. A positive mindset isn't just about thinking. It's about doing. It's about taking steps forward, even when things are tough. It's about believing you can improve, and then putting in the effort to make it happen. Think about the life you want to build. Think about the person you want to become. Everything starts with your mindset. If you believe you can, you'll find a way. If you believe you can't, you won't even try. Train your mind to see the possibilities. Choose to focus on the good. Keep pushing forward, and watch how your life changes. Number 9. Take massive action on your dreams. Dreams don't come true just because you wish for them. They happen when you take massive action. Thinking about success is not enough. Planning is not enough. Even having a positive mindset is not enough. If you don't take action, if you want to change your life, if you want to make something happen, you must take action every single day. Most people have dreams, but they never act on them. They wait for the right time. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until things are easier. But waiting is a trap. There is no perfect time. There is no moment when everything will line up perfectly. If you keep waiting, you'll look back years from now and realize you never started. The only way to make your dreams a reality is to start now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, even if you don't have all the answers, even if you don't know exactly what to do, take the first step. Because once you start moving, you'll figure things out along the way. Success comes from action, not just ideas. You can have the best ideas in the world, but if you don't act on them, they're worthless. Action is what separates people who succeed from those who don't. The ones who succeed are the ones who do something about their dreams. Now let's talk about fear. Fear stops more people than anything else. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Failure is part of the process. No one gets it right the first time. No one becomes successful without making mistakes. The difference is, successful people don't let fear stop them. They take action anyway. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to look foolish, to get things wrong, to struggle in the beginning. That's how growth happens. If you're afraid of failing, remember this: the real failure is not trying at all. If you try and fail, you can learn and improve. But if you never try, you guarantee failure. Taking massive action means doing more than what's comfortable. It means pushing yourself beyond what's easy. It means not just working hard for a day or a week, but staying committed over time. Many people start strong, but then they slow down. They lose motivation. They go back to their old habits. If you want real results, you have to stay consistent. One of the best ways to stay consistent is to set clear goals. Not just big goals, but daily goals. What can you do today to move closer to your dream? What action can you take right now? When you break it down into daily steps, it becomes easier to stay on track. Another important thing is to stop making excuses. Everyone has reasons why they can't do something. Not enough time, not enough money, not enough knowledge. But successful people don't let excuses control them. They find a way. They figure it out. If you want something badly enough, you'll find a way to make it happen. Taking massive action also means being willing to do what others won't. Most people stop when things get hard. They give up when they don't see quick results. But if you keep going when others quit, you'll be the one who succeeds. Think about the people who inspire you, the ones who have achieved great things. They didn't get there by accident. They got there by taking massive action. They worked when others rested. They kept going when others gave up. They believed in their dreams so much that they refused to quit. If you want to reach your dreams, you have to decide that nothing will stop you. Not fear, not doubt, not setbacks. You have to make a commitment to yourself that you will keep pushing forward no matter what. Your dreams are possible. The life you want is possible, but it won't happen by itself. It will only happen when you take action. Massive action every single day. Number 10. Make 2025 your best year by taking action. 2025 is reigning, and this is your chance to make it the best year of your life. But it won't happen by accident. It won't happen just because you hope for it. It will only happen if you take action. Real, consistent, massive action. Most people start the year with big goals. They say, this year, I'll get in shape. This year, I'll start my business. This year, I'll improve my life. But after a few weeks, they go back to their old habits. They lose motivation. They make excuses. And before they know it, another year has passed, and nothing has changed. If you want 2025 to be different, you have to do something different. You can't keep doing the same things and expect new results. You have to take control. You have to decide right now that this is the year you stop talking and start doing. The first step is to get clear on what you really want. Not just what sounds good, but what truly matters to you. What do you want to achieve by the end of the year? What areas of your life do you want to improve? Be specific. Don't just say, I want to be successful. What does success look like for you? Define it, write it down. When you're clear on what you want, you can create a plan to make it happen. Once you have a goal, break it down into small steps. A big goal can feel overwhelming. But when you focus on daily action, it becomes possible. If your goal is to get in shape, commit to exercising for 30 minutes every day. If your goal is to start a business, commit to working on it for 1 hour every evening. If your goal is to improve your relationships, commit to spending more quality time with the people you love. The key is to take action every single day. Even if it's a small step, it moves you forward. Most people wait for motivation, but motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel excited, but other days you won't. That's why discipline is more important than motivation. Discipline means doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. One thing that stops people from taking action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is part of success. Every successful person has failed many times. The difference is, they didn't quit. They learned from their mistakes, adjusted their approach, and kept going. If you want 2025 to be your best year, you have to push through fear. You have to take risks. You have to do things that scare you. Because growth doesn't happen inside your comfort zone. If you always do what's safe and easy, you'll stay where you are. But if you're willing to step into the unknown, to challenge yourself, to take bold action, that's when real change happens. Another thing that holds people back is waiting for the perfect time. They say, I'll start when I have more time. I'll start when I have more money. I'll start when things are easier. But the perfect time doesn't exist. Life will always be busy. There will always be challenges. If you keep waiting, you'll never start. The best time to take action is now. Success doesn't come from luck. It doesn't come from hoping. It comes from taking action. Consistent, daily action. The people who achieve their dreams are the ones who wake up every day and do the work. They don't just set goals, they act on them. Think about where you want to be at the end of 2025. Do you want to look back and feel proud of everything you accomplished? Or do you want to look back with regret, knowing you wasted another year? The choice is yours. Make the decision today. Commit to taking action. Start small, but start now. If you stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep pushing forward, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve in 1 year. This is your time. This is your year. Make it count. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. You've made it this far, which means something inside you wants more. More growth, more success, more progress. But wanting is not enough. You have to act. You have to commit. Because nothing changes until you do. You now have 8 powerful goals that can shape your 2025 into something great. But goals alone won't do it. You must follow through. Start today. Take the first step, even if it's small. Build the habits, stay consistent, and keep moving forward. Remember, a year from now, you will look back at this moment. Will you be proud of what you did, or will you wish you had started? The choice is yours. Make 2025 your best year ever by taking action now.